What's up guys, Raman here at Monster Gadgets, and today I'm going to show you 3 things that you can use to cut down on the amount of time you spend editing your videos. Easiest part to do is to capture video, but the hardest part to do is go back and spend time editing and aligning soundtracks, color grading, color correction, you name it. That's the hardest part to do in my opinion. So 3 things you can do to quickly speed up your editing process, maybe cut your time down from hour, 2 hours of editing down to maybe half an hour or maybe even less depending on your video clip. So today I'm going to show you how to do that. Welcome to episode number 12. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you might be. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so here we are in Adobe Premiere. So I've already got the clip edited in here, and this was a drone shot that I took at a local park. And so we're going to be working with this clip, and I'm going to show you 3 things again that can quickly speed up your editing workflow. So first thing, let's take a look at our tool here, and this is called the Track Select tool. And what this allows you to do is this allows you to basically select any clips that you have after wherever you point this arrow. So for example, you want to select anything that's after this particular clip. All you simply do is you click on this and it selects everything for you. What normally people do as a beginner, and I've done this myself, is if you want to select something, you literally just click and drag and go like this and select it. Now, it seems pretty easy to do when you've got 2 or 3 things in here, but when you're working on a timeline that's got 15 or 20 different things in there, you're not going to want to have to do click and drag and select 15, 20 things. It just makes it so difficult to do, but it's easy to do when you've got 2 or 3 things. But with this tool, you can simply click on it, click on anywhere you want to go ahead and select after. So if you want to select these clips after this first one, you click on it and it will highlight and select everything after that clip for you. Now, keep one thing in mind. If you click on this little clip here, because it's got a small little arrow here, you can click and hold on it and it'll tell you what other options you have within that tool. So if you want to select backwards, you can just click and hold there and it'll give you an option to do that. And if you wanted to select every clip behind this clip, simply click here and it's going to go ahead and click and select everything after that click. As a shortcut, you can simply use A to have it select forward, or Shift and A to have it select backwards. So you can do it by clicking on here and selecting it, or you can use a shortcut as A selecting forward, Shift and A selecting backwards. So that's one thing you can do to save time on editing your clips. Now moving on, the second tool is called the Ripple tool. Now this comes in extremely handy. For example, you've got this clip here that you want to be able to edit, and let's just say you've got these clips aligned here. So you can simply, if you want to erase the gap, you can click on the gap here and hit delete and it goes away. Or if you wanted to drag the clip back, you can drag the clip back and get rid of the space and let it lock in there. But what this allows you to do is, let's just say you want to edit this part out right here. So you basically hit the razor tool or C to cut it, and let's just say you cut it, you select it, and you delete it, right? So now you've got that gap. Well, there's an easier way to do that. So instead of doing all of that and then dragging the clip back and aligning it, all you simply do is you click on this tool, and let's just say you want to go ahead and stop it there. You click and drag it back to where you want to go. So as you can see in the screen here, it's going to tell you where it's at. So it kind of even gives you a timeline. And when you let go of it, it automatically moves all the clips to that point. So again, let's look at that again. So if you're on it, you go to the end of the clip, you click, you drag it over to wherever you want to end it, you let go, and it automatically drags all the clips that are after it to align with it. So small things, but again, when you have multiple clips on there and you're editing and you're going back and forth, it is truly a lifesaver, and it'll save you a lot of time while you're editing your clips. All right. The last thing I want to show you is working with different colors. So for example, we've got this clip here, and I'm going to go ahead and go into the color panel here, and let's go ahead and select this clip. And let's just say you want to make this clip a little bit warmer because it's a bit too cold, if you will. And so let's just say we turn up the temperature here and make it look a little bit warmer. To me, that looks fairly decent. And now what you want to do is, well, your clips aren't going to match because you've only changed the temperature of one clip. Now, instead of you clicking on every single one of them and going and changing the temperature or even additional edits that you might have done, whether you change the exposure, the contrast, highlight, any of these, all you got to do is you click your first clip that you've made your edits on, whatever, whether it's the temperature or any other things that you've done. And we're going to go back into, I like to work in the editing tool. So we're going to go back to the editing tool. We're going to scroll down where it says the Lumetri color, and we're going to go ahead and right click on it, and we're going to click it and save preset. In here you can call your preset whatever you want. I'm just going to call it temp since we only changed the temperature on it, and I'm going to hit OK. Now, again, this really hasn't done anything yet. All you've done is created a preset for it. Now, next thing you want to do is you want to go and click and drag that preset onto your other clips to make it the same as the first one. So now we're going to go ahead and go into our effects. We're going to go to our preset, and look at that. Voila, we've got our temp preset right there. So now, as you can see, the clip here doesn't have any of the edits on it. So I'm just going to simply click and drag, and I'm going to drop that preset over all of my clips. Same thing with this one. We're going to go ahead and drag and drop, and look at that. Now we've got a matching timeline. We haven't done it for the last one, so we can go ahead and do it even for this one if you wanted to. Click and drag, and booyah. Now all of your clips match, and they look, I don't know why I always get calls when I'm doing video, and I apologize, guys. I should turn my phone off before I do this, but my apologies. But as you can see, now we've got our clips all the same way. All edits match, the clips look good, and everything is good to go. All right, guys, another thing you can do is also work with an adjustment layer, so that way you don't have to drag it on every single clip. So for example, I'm gonna go ahead and I take the Lumetri color temperature off this one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and select it and delete it, and that is gone, and that looks, it's got the cold look again. So let's go into our adjustment layer. So we're gonna go ahead and add an adjustment layer here, and yes, we're gonna run it the same setting, and let's just say we're gonna take it on top of this one, and I'm gonna drag this out because we want the same effect on both clips, so that way you don't have to click and drag on each individual clip. Let's go back into our effects, and let's just go ahead and drop our temperature preset onto our adjustment layer. So now we've only had to do it one time, and it's across anything that's below that adjustment layer, automatically applies that preset. So that's another way you can do it. That way you don't have to click and drag it on every single clip. You just make the adjustment layer, make it the same size as the clip below, drop it on there, and it will affect all the clips that are below it. So that's one other way you could do it. That's, I guess, the fourth way, bonus tip, I think, in a way. All right, let's go ahead and jump out of Adobe Premiere. All right, guys, hopefully you found these hacks or tips to be helpful. If you did, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notifications so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.